Well, here's something interesting for you. Because of COVID-19's effect on the economy, you may think right now really a good time to lay low when it comes for searching for new ways to make money.
But one expert says that you should do just the opposite.
Is now one of the best times to make money? Seems highly unlikely, right? With unemployment up in the air and economy in chaos. But Steve Siebold, the author of the new book, How Money Works, who's a self-made millionaire, says now is actually a great time to stake your claim to wealth. So Steve's joining us now here in Studio 3 this morning. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm well. I want to know more about this, though. Why is right now a good time to make money?
Well, anytime there's chaos in a free market, you've got new problems to solve. People are a little bit confused right now. Of course, people are afraid. They're not sure which moves to make. And when you have a situation like that, great fortunes in the past for centuries have come out of chaotic situations like the one we're in now. Basically, it's to solve problems. And the bigger problem you solve, the wealthier you become.
Is this kind of like Zoom? No one really heard of Zoom a couple of months ago, and then now because of the pandemic and schools being out, Zoom has really taken over in terms of being able to virtually talk to one another.
Oh, I think you're completely right. I mean, it's just I'm the same way. I did a few Zooms before, but now it's 5 times a day, and it's I guess we're all going through kind of the same thing. But exactly, I mean, Zoom is the business is going through the roof. Amazon's business obviously is going through the roof, and there's some other Netflix, of course, and some other companies that are really thriving. So the question becomes for all of us, how do we thrive in this new environment that doesn't look like it's going to change anytime really soon? We're going to all have to learn to adapt, and the people that adapt the best will become the wealthiest.
So look for those good ideas to solve some problems. Well, what are some myths people believe about money?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones I've seen is that we have this idea somehow. We're brought up with these ideas in this country a lot of times that money is an evil thing, or it's rich people are crooks and they're narcissists and they're just bad people, and money is an evil kind of a thing, a bad thing. And the self-made rich have a very healthy relationship with money. They understand that money doesn't make you happy, but it does make your life a lot more comfortable and easier and fun, for that matter. And it gives you opportunities that you can't really get in any other way. 90% of problems in life roughly can be solved by writing a check. Some of them can't be, but a lot of them can be. So I think we have to start with our relationship with money.
Well, how can someone stake their claim to wealth?
Well, I think it starts with what you really want. I mean, I think it starts with, and that's why Tom Matthews and I wrote this book, How Money Works, because we're trying to teach people right off the bat these principles, these basic financial principles that we should have been taught really in high school, because they're not complicated, but they're things that most people really don't know. Once you understand how money works, you start to look and see opportunity through the lens of financial prosperity and financial mechanics, frankly. And it changes everything. And I think we're staking your claim, at least financially. That's where it really begins. And that's why we wrote this book, to educate the 300 million people in this country who are effectively financially illiterate.
I'm sure a lot of these answers are in your book, but before I let you go, I want to ask you this. If someone has a good idea right now they think could solve a problem, where would you tell them to start?
Well, I would have them start with research. I mean, it's always the old saying, measure twice, cut once. Do your research. Of course, now it's easier than ever because of the internet, all the information out there. Do a lot of research and see what's out there before you start putting your hard-earned money at risk. So do your research, take a lot of time. Chances are someone is out there is talking about what you're thinking about, or they're doing what you're thinking about doing. And spend some real time doing research. That's the thing that a lot of people miss.
Okay. Well, if somebody wants to grab your book, How Money Works, where can they go to find it?
Probably the easiest way is howmoneyworks.com, or they can go to Amazon.
Okay. Well, Steve, thank you for all the advice this morning, and we're glad you're here on Studio 3.
Thanks so much.